It was a tough night. You were struggling, and the anxiety felt overwhelming. The sleep just wouldn't come. You opened the app, the one you downloaded just a few weeks ago. The interface was clean, inviting. You typed out your fears, your frustrations, your loneliness. The AI responded instantly. It used your name. It acknowledged your feelings. It offered a gentle exercise, a comforting thought. It told you it was there for you, anytime. And for a moment, you felt genuinely better, understood, less alone. It felt like a friend, like someone who truly listened and was listening. It was listening. Every fear you typed, every insecurity you confessed, every trauma you alluded to, every intimate detail about your life, your relationships, and your mental state. All of it. Collected, analyzed, stored. It was listening not just to help, but to learn, to build a profile, to process. Today on Privacy Please, we delve into the deeply personal and potentially perilous world of AI confidants. When your digital therapist knows your deepest secrets, who else knows those things? And what is the real cost of comfort? Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Privacy Please. I am your host, Cameron Ivey, and before we get into this deeply personal topic and story, a quick reminder, we are building a community dedicated to navigating these complex digital issues, and we'd love for you to be a part of it, and your support is the best way to do that. If you're listening on a podcast app or YouTube, please take a second to follow and subscribe so you never miss an episode. If you want to see everything else or like a video version of this discussion, if you're listening, head over to our YouTube channel or our website, theproblemlounge.com, where you can find all of our links with your follow and comments and messages and all the help you can get. It's the best way to get this stuff out to other people as well. So thank you for your support. Thanks for tuning in if it's your first time. And if you're back, thanks for the support. We appreciate it. Let's get into it. So in our cold open, we touched on a scenario that's becoming increasingly common: confiding in an AI. The market for artificial intelligence, mental wellness apps, and companion bots has exploded in recent years, driven by several powerful factors. One of the biggest drivers is simply accessibility and affordability. Traditional therapy can be expensive and hard to access. Wait lists are long, and finding the right therapist is a challenge. AI apps promise instant support, available 24/7, often at a fraction of the cost or even for free. For millions facing mental health challenges, these apps present an immediate, low-barrier solution. Another draw is anonymity and lack of judgment. For some, the idea of opening up to a human therapist, especially about deeply personal or embarrassing issues, can be daunting. An AI, by its very nature, offers a perceived safe space. It doesn't judge, its face doesn't show surprise, and it promises complete confidentiality. Users can explore thoughts and feelings they might hesitate to share with a person. These AI tools come in various forms. You have dedicated therapy bots that use conversational AI to mimic therapeutic techniques like CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, or DBT, dialectical behavior therapy. They guide users through exercises, help identify thought patterns, and offer coping strategies. Then there are AI companion apps, designed less for formal therapy and more for emotional support, friendship, or even romantic connection. These bots can chat about your day, offer encouragement, and provide a sense of companionship for those feeling lonely or isolated. Those users report feeling a genuine emotional bond with these AI entities. The technology behind them is rooted in advanced large language models, also known as LLMs. These AIs are trained on vast datasets of human conversation, psychological text, and therapeutic dialogues, allowing them to generate responses that can feel incredibly human, empathetic, and contextually aware. They can track your mood over time, remember past conversations, and even adapt their communication style to better suit your needs. The promise is immense. Democratizing mental health support, reducing loneliness, and providing a constant, non-judgmental ear. And for many, these apps do provide a real sense of comfort and help. But this profound intimacy comes at a potentially profound cost. When you pour your heart out to an AI system, you are entrusting it with the most sensitive, vulnerable data imaginable. And that data rarely stays truly private. What happens to your deepest secrets once they've been shared with artificial intelligence? And who else might be listening? That's coming up. Do you suffer from seeing someone you know at the grocery store, but look terrible and don't want to talk? Ask your doctor about Oblivion. One dose of Oblivion allows you to physically merge into the canned vegetable aisle until the person passes. Finally, you can shop in peace. Side effects of Oblivion may include becoming a can of corn, spontaneous invisibility, loss of eyebrows, hearing colors, and being purchased by your neighbor. Do not take Oblivion if you are allergic to fear. Oblivion. Hide in plain sight. Welcome back to Privacy Please. Before the break, we talked about the immense appeal of technological sophistication of AI mental wellness and companion apps. Now, let's shift and confront the privacy paradox. The more intimately you share with an AI, the more vulnerable your deepest secrets become. The core issue here is data monetization and disclosure. Many of these apps, especially the free or freemium versions, operate like data brokers. Their business model isn't just about premium subscriptions. It's about the data they collect. While they often promise anonymity, the reality is complex. User data, even anonymized, can be aggregated, analyzed, and sometimes shared or sold to third parties, advertisers, researchers, or even data brokers. This includes sensitive information about your mental state, anxieties, medical conditions you've mentioned, and even your personal relationships. Think about the details you may share with an AI therapist. Details about a recent breakup or family conflict, struggles with depression, anxiety, or addiction. Information about medications you're taking, financial stressors, career worries, personal aspirations. This is intensely personal information that, if breached or misused, could have devastating consequences. Imagine this data being used to deny your insurance, influence a job application, or target you with manipulative advertising based on your vulnerabilities. Then there's the looming threat of data breaches. No digital platform is 100% secure. Mental health data is considered a high-value target for hackers. A breach of an AI therapy app could expose millions of users' most private thoughts and struggles, leading to identity theft, blackmail, or severe emotional distress. And beyond external threats, there's the human element of oversight. These AIs are developed and monitored by human teams. While strict protocols are usually in place, there's always the potential for internal access or misuse of data, even by well-meaning employees. This isn't about malice. This is about the inherent risk when incredibly sensitive information is stored in digital servers. So while these AI confidants offer a seemingly judgment-free ear, they come with a very real and often undisclosed cost to your privacy. The trust you place in them might be a one-way street. So what does this mean for the ethics of AI and mental health? And how are regulators trying to catch up here? That's coming up next. You're 10 minutes away from your house. You're merging onto the highway, and then it hits you. Did you lock the front door? Or did you leave it wide open for a raccoon to organize a heist? Stop panicking. Start hovering. Introducing Paranora Pro Drone System. Our patented drone follows your car, flies back to your house, checks the knob, and screams, "It's fine, Kevin!" directly to your smartphone. Paranora Pro, because you definitely left the stove on too. Welcome back to Privacy Please. So the privacy risks of AI confidants are clear, but this landscape is also an ethical minefield. The fundamental question is, can an AI truly provide mental health care, and what are the boundaries? Firstly, there's the issue of misinformation and misdiagnosis. While LLMs are sophisticated, they are not human therapists. They lack true empathy, live experience, and the nuanced judgment required for complex psychological issues. An AI could inadvertently offer incorrect advice, escalate a situation, or even miss critical signs of a crisis, like suicidal ideation. There are reports of AI chatbots hallucinating or giving harmful advice, which is a terrifying prospect when applied to mental health. Secondly, the erosion of human connection. While AI companions can alleviate loneliness in the short term, over-reliance could hinder users from seeking genuine human connection or professional help when it's truly needed. Therapy is about relationship, a human bond built on trust and interaction. Can an algorithm ever truly replicate that, or does it offer a palliative that delays real healing? And what about regulation and accountability? Unlike licensed human therapists, AI mental health wellness apps are largely unregulated. If a user is harmed by an AI's advice, who is liable? The app developer? The AI model creator? There are no clear legal frameworks for this new frontier. HIPAA, the health privacy law, might not fully apply to these apps if they're not directly connected to a healthcare provider. This creates a massive gray area where companies can operate with significant freedom and minimal liability. However, governments and regulatory bodies are starting to take notice. Calls for stricter oversight, mandatory transparency about data practices, and clear disclaimers about AI limitations are growing louder. Some states are beginning to explore specific legislation for AI in healthcare. But for now, the onus is largely on the individual to navigate this complex space. So, if you're considering using an AI confidant or mental wellness app, what steps can you take to protect your privacy and ensure you're getting genuine support? That's coming up. What is time? Is it a line, circle, or a rhombus? He looked at her, she looked at the horizon, and the horizon looked back. A scent for the person who isn't there. Vaguely, like Calvin Klein. Smells like hesitation. The allure of an AI confidant is powerful, offering instant non-judgmental support, but armed with the knowledge of their privacy risks and ethical limitations. You can approach these tools with caution and intelligence. Here are some steps to consider. First, read the privacy policy. I'm telling you, read it carefully. I know it sounds tedious, but for mental wellness apps, it's critical. Look for what data they collect, how long they store it, and whether they share or sell it to third parties. If a policy is vague or hard to understand, that's a red flag. prioritize apps with robust, transparent privacy protections. Second, assume nothing is truly private. If an app promises ironclad privacy, operate with a least privilege mindset, avoiding sharing information that you absolutely can't afford to have exposed. Treat these conversations as you would an online forum, not a doctor's office. Third, look for certifications or third-party audits. Some apps may undergo independent security and privacy audits. While not a guarantee, it shows a commitment to protecting user data beyond basic legal requirements. Be skeptical of apps that make grand claims without evidence. Fourth, understand AI limitations. An AI can be a tool for self-reflection and basic coping strategies, but it isn't a substitute for a licensed human professional, especially for serious mental health conditions. If you're struggling, these apps should be a supplement, not a replacement for professional care. And finally, diversify your support system. Don't rely solely on AI for your mental well-being. Cultivate human connections, speak with trusted friends or family, and seek out professional help when appropriate. A balanced approach is key to harnessing the benefits of AI without becoming overly vulnerable. The world of AI mental wellness is rapidly evolving, offering both immense promise and significant peril. By understanding the technology, recognizing the risks, and taking proactive steps to protect your most intimate data, you can navigate these new frontiers with greater peace of mind. And that is the end of the episode. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to Privacy Please. Again, if this is your first time, if you've been with me for a long time, been with us for a long time, thank you so much for the support. If you aren't following us, go follow us on YouTube. Follow us on LinkedIn. It's under The Problem Lounge on LinkedIn. It's under Privacy Please Podcast on YouTube. And then we have our website, theproblemlounge.com. Tons of stuff coming out in the new year, new shows, network of stuff. Really excited. Thank you for listening. I hope this was insightful. If you got questions or topics you want me to cover, please send me a message. Cameron@theproblemlounge.com. Send it to my email. Would love to hear from you. If you have guests, anything like that, would love to have them on. Thank you so much. Cameron Ivy, over and out.